All right, folks, listen up. Savor these last few days of warmth while you can, because the party is about to end. We've been hanging on to these little pockets of late season heat, but trust me, the real fall weather, it's about to crash in, and it's not subtle. I'm talking an Arctic blast barreling south, dragging winter forward in one brutal push. And it gets wilder. Peering into next week, the models hint at another round. An even deeper surge of cold that, if it lines up just right with storm systems, could dump feet of snow across parts of the country. That's the if, and it's a big one. It all depends on where this moisture sets up. Storms like Priscilla could be the fuel, feeding the atmosphere. And if that collides with the bitter air diving south, the Rockies and Northern Plains could be in for a serious early season blast. But before we dive into snow maps, let's talk about what's happening right now. The atmosphere is already showing its hand. Thunderstorms are firing in the Gulf, heavy rain is sweeping through the Bahamas, and gusty storms are racing across the Dakotas. There are a few severe pockets, but thankfully, no tornado risk today. And while headlines scream about record heat, let me be real with you. It's not what it seems. I'm not here to sell hype. I'm here to break down the truth. And the truth is, across the country, we're already seeing freeze warnings, frost advisories, even winter storm warnings. Montana, Wyoming, up through the Rockies. Pink zones on the map are popping for winter storm warnings. That's the Arctic Oscillation trending negative, and once that cold spills south, it's not going anywhere fast. When the GFS and Euro line up like this, I pay attention, because that's when serious weather starts to happen. By the way, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, please leave them in the comments. I'll answer them individually as time allows. Also, if you like the video and subscribe to my channel, you'd be very grateful. Now let's move on. Here's the picture. The west is already cooling. Highs in the 30s and 40s in the valleys, 20s at higher elevations, while the east is clinging to 60s and 70s. But that balance is about to tip. By next weekend, widespread snow could be on the table. So yes, we'll see a couple of warm days. Highs flirting with 70s, maybe even an 80 here or there through Monday. But then the drop comes. Daytime highs plunge into the 50s and 60s across huge swaths of the country, with wind chills in the Rockies tumbling into the teens. And this isn't a one-off cold front. This system reloads. By Thursday and Friday, another surge of Canadian air pushes down through the plains, into the Midwest, and then sets its sights on the east. Meanwhile, the Southwest, Arizona, Southern California, they might still see 90s, maybe even crack 100 briefly, but that heat is trapped. It can't fight back against the incoming cold, and the tropics aren't sitting this out. Invest 95L is climbing toward a 70% chance of development in the next week, likely a tropical depression soon. Steering currents suggest it'll curve north, sparing the Lesser Antilles from a direct hit. But once it ramps up, it pulls more energy into the Atlantic, reshaping the pattern. Combine that with Arctic blasts dropping south, and we could be staring at some serious atmospheric chaos. So here's the takeaway. That big heat wave narrative? Don't buy it. Above average temps don't mean oppressive heat. If your normal high is 55 and you're seeing 65, that's just hoodie weather, football weather, early fall vibes. Meanwhile, ski season in the Rockies? It might start early if Priscilla and her friends send enough moisture north. Right now, it feels almost suspiciously calm across much of the country. The kind of calm that makes you know the other shoe is about to drop. A cold front stretches across the Midwest this morning, pulling clouds from Wisconsin down through Kansas. A few showers here and there, but nothing dramatic. Just whispers of what's coming. Winds are picking up around the Great Lakes, hinting at the power behind this front. Out west, gorgeous blue skies, picture-perfect fall days. Florida, your usual pop-up storms bubbling in the humidity. Compared to what's coming, today almost feels too quiet, but I can already see the gears turning. That strong cold front is marching east, powered by the jet stream. High pressure is parked stubbornly along the east coast, keeping things warm for now. But behind the scenes, low pressure near California is tugging cold air south like a thief opening a freezer door. That cold is spilling into the northern plains and Midwest. And once it's loose, it doesn't stop. Timing is everything. By midweek, the jet stream bends and wobbles. A low off the Pacific Northwest, high pressure inflating over Texas, and a tiny dip up near the northeast. That dip looks harmless, but it's a trigger for a big flip. Warmth surges back, and I'm not talking mild. We could see record-breaking warmth for October in spots. If last weekend's highs had you scratching your head, this coming Friday and Saturday might make you do it all over again. Then comes the real show. Next weekend, things get intense. Models are screaming a trough out of the Pacific Northwest. The West Coast trades full perfection for well below average chill. Rockies sniffing early season snow. Meanwhile, strong southern winds east of that low blast warm air into the central and eastern US. That clash, hot versus cold, is pure weather drama. And the tropics? They're not sitting this one out. A low could spin up near Florida or the Carolinas this weekend. Imagine it. While one side of the country slips into early winter mode, the other could be staring at a tropical storm. October storms don't care what the calendar says, and some of the nastiest have been October-born. Numbers tell the story best. The cold front from Wisconsin to Texas tonight brings a 10-20 grader dip. Noticeable, not catastrophic. By Wednesday and Thursday, New England feels the chill with possible freezes and warnings. Then, late week, heat surges back, breaking more records across the plains and Midwest. Pacific Northwest temperatures crash, Rockies see snow, and that jet tug could help spark that East Coast system. If the tropical spin-up happens, we could see impacts along the southeast, maybe even into the mid-Atlantic or northeast. And farther east, the Atlantic is cooking up another one. Wave rolling toward the Lesser Antilles could become Tropical Storm Jerry by mid to late week. Most models curve it out to sea, but October storms have a mind of their own. Right now, all that brutal cold is bottled up way to the north. But here's the kicker. The Arctic Oscillation is swinging negative. And when that happens, it's like someone just kicked open a massive gate at the top of the world. The question isn't if that cold escapes. It's when. And on the charts I'm watching for around October 10th, that gate is wide open. When that air finally surges south, it doesn't trickle in. No, it storms in. It digs deep. It makes itself at home. And if the trends hold, this isn't a quick 24-hour cold snap. We're talking a chill that could stick around for a week, maybe 10 days, potentially all the way to October 20th. And here's where it gets interesting. We're already seeing the first brushstrokes of this transition. East Coast folks, you'll notice below average temps creeping in this week. Out west, mornings are already tasting that sharp bite. Meanwhile, the central US and Gulf Coast? You're still basking in the 80s, maybe even the 90s, but that contrast, the warm center, the cold edges, that's the pressure cooker for explosive weather. When the cold finally shoves past the Rockies, everything changes. That's when the snow machine kicks into high gear. And let me tell you, when the big global models, the European, the GFS, start to sing the same song, my attention goes all in. Right now, they're aligned. Rockies could get absolutely buried. 1 to 2 feet isn't a maybe. It's already being hinted at. Some spots could go even higher. And that's just the Rockies. If this blast digs deeper, the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, even the Northeast could be staring down a mid-October that feels more like December. Picture this. It's mid-October. You're expecting crisp fall air, golden afternoons, maybe a cup of cider. Then, overnight, you step outside and it hits. Temperatures in the 20s, wind chills in the teens, heavy snow swirling while the trees are still holding onto their leaves. That's the shock we're looking at. And trust me, this isn't me hyping it up. This is what the atmosphere is writing for us. The Arctic Oscillation is negative. The gate is open, and the models are flashing totals that are anything but gentle. And once that first system hits, the door doesn't just shut. The jet stream locks in, and the cold keeps coming. Cold shots, storms, maybe a brief warm-up, then repeat. That's how fall hands the keys over to winter. Alright, if you'd like specific weather forecasts for your region or city, leave your region or city in the comments. I'll answer them individually as I have time. Commenting is completely free. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.